Okay, this week we're going to read The Three Little Pigs. It is illustrated by Giuseppe de Lernia. Okay, on the edge of a beautiful forest lived a mommy pig, a daddy pig, and three little pigs to leave home. Watch out for the big bad wolf, warned the daddy pig as he waved goodbye. The three little pigs hadn't walked far when the first little pig grew tired. This will do, yawned the lazy little pig. He quickly built a house from straw that was laying nearby. It wasn't long before the second pig stopped walking and looked around her. This will do, she said, as she swiftly built a house from the sticks and branches that were scattered around her. The third little pig walked on and on and on until finally he found an area of land by a stream that was the perfect place to build his house. The third little pig decided to build a strong brick house to keep him safe from the wolf. He drew plans, he bought the best bricks he could find, and finally, after weeks of hard work, he stood back and admired this beautiful new home. Meanwhile, the hungry big bad wolf came across the first little pig resting in his house of straw. Little pig, let me come in," said the wolf. "Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin," cried the first little pig. "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down," howled the hungry wolf. And the big bad wolf huffed and puffed, and the tiny straw house tumbled down. The pig ran as fast as he could until he arrived at the house made of sticks. The big bad wolf snuck up to the house. Little pigs, let me come in," he growled. "Not by the hairs on our chinny chin chins," called the frightened little pigs. "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down," howled the hungry wolf. So the big bad wolf huffed, and he puffed, and the wobbly stick house came tumbling down. The two little pigs ran on and on and on until they finally reached the third little pig's house. "Don't worry, we're safe in my strong brick house," said the third little pig as they heard a bang at the door. Little pigs, let me come in," said a familiar voice. It was the wolf. "Not by the hairs on our chinny chin chins," cried the three little pigs. "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down," howled the hungry wolf. So the big bad wolf huffed, and he puffed, and he puffed, and he huffed. But nothing happened. The house didn't even wobble. The wolf was furious and very hungry. He climbed onto the roof and jumped down the chimney. Splash! Ow! The wolf landed in a pot of boiling hot soup and burned his long, furry tail on the fire. So he leapt out of the chimney and ran away as quickly as he could. As for the little pigs, they lived happily ever after. In their house made of bricks, they never saw the big bad wolf again. The three little pigs each built a house. But what will happen when the big bad wolf huffs and puffs and tries to blow their house down? So we've all heard some variation of the three little pigs. And we all know that they build houses. So this week I decided it would be fun for us to, since we're learning about triangles and Pythagorean theorem, to build our own roofs to our houses. So we see that his roof is triangular. So we're going to imagine that we're building our own roof. So I have some numbers already, and we're going to see which one would make a good roof. So let's start with this one. We'll do an example over here. So we know that Pythagorean theorem is going to be a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So we're going to start with the legs. So we have 8 squared plus 15 squared equals c squared. So we're going to try to figure out c, which is the hypotenuse. So 8 times 8 is 64. 15 times 15 is, 15 times 15, 25, 7, okay, and then 5, 1, so it's going to be 5, 2, okay, so 225 equals c squared. So these together plus 64 is 289. So now we know that c squared equals the square root of 289. Let me use my calculator real fast because I don't know that off the top of my head. Okay, so c equals 17, which is the square root of 289. So now we know that our c right here is going to equal 17. Okay, let's flip the paper and we'll do let's do a simple one now. Let's do the top one. So it's the same thing. We're going to do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So for this one, one of the legs is going to be 3, so we're going to do 3 squared, plus the other leg is 4 squared equals c squared. So 3 times 3 is 9, plus 4 times 4 is 16. It's going to equal 25 equals c squared. So now we need to take care of the square. So the square root of 25 is 5. So now we know that right here, c equals 25. So what we're going to do now is we're going to color our houses and make a house. The thing about a square is that it's also 2 triangles. So if we wanted to, we could use this triangle to figure out the other half.